Okay. Thank you, Lord, for this life. Even though I almost hung up the mic, He held me tight. I got visions of us watching the sun in paradise, while the angels switch up the stars, let it all shine. It's Push. I sing R&B. I am 22, and I'm at Earground.
So, Posh, can you tell us about your journey as an artist? How did you get started in the industry, and what influence shaped your unique style?
I initially started singing when I was 15 in high school, but then I got into the industry when I was 18, that was 2019, and I was greatly influenced by Kanye West. um, just his idea of not being stopped by anything and being able to do whatever you like to do and following your dreams. So like that's what like gave me the final push to then start making music and insert myself into the Zimbabwean music industry. Um, yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think sets your genre apart from other genres? How do you personally define your essence of R&B?
Um, a lot of people use R&B to sing love songs. I have a couple of love songs, but they're not too many. Um, I sing about life, life experiences, what I'll be going through. It's mostly addressing issues that a lot of people want to hear, but they don't get to hear. Stuff like depression, feeling low, being sad, being disconnected from God, like personal experiences that influence your soul and your well being. So I channel that through R&B because I sing. I'm not a rapper. Yeah, so if you listen to my song, you can probably tell what I'm going through in life at that particular moment because I just channel what will be going on in my mind and then just let it out on the microphone. Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting perspective, especially now that most people in the country are suffering from mental health. The few people that you can actually trust to talk with when you're going through some deep things like what you're saying. So, yeah, I think that's really interesting. So, from your perspective, do you think that our arts industry handles our local creatives professionally?
That's a very tricky conversation because I don't wanna attack anyone, but I just feel like creatives as a whole in Zimbabwe are not like getting the attention they deserve. Um, I think also as Zimbabwe we don't know how to define a creative and someone who's famous.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's people who are creating and then there's people who are just famous. So sometimes it also looks like the people who are famous get more attention than the actual creatives who are bringing something to the arts industry. So you can have creatives, but the face of the arts industry are the famous people. So like the people who are creating are like behind, and then the famous people are in front, but then they're not creating anything or offering anything. It's so I feel like that confusion then doesn't allow the arts industry to properly treat creatives and musicians and media people and everything. I really wish something could be done about that, because I also feel like that's slowing our industry down, and that's how we're also not able to get into the international market because the creatives are failing to get their product to the final stage
Yeah.
because there's someone who's gatekeeping, there's someone who's in front, and then so no one can really see what's happening.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
So, what would you rather have, or what could you rather suggest? How would you want the whole creative industry to look ideally?
well. I think it would have to be a wish. Like I wish it was like this. Um, I wish the people who had the influence to help the arts industry focused on the actual art, because they're media houses that have a lot of influence, but then the stuff they're giving out is not art. They're pushing gossip, they're pushing, like, it's just a mess right now. You know, like, people would rather post about, I don't know, some people who are fighting around the corner there, but then someone just released the really amazing song. And then everyone spends the whole day talking about that fight that was posted. No one is talking about this song. And maybe this song is even better than, like, the artist who's blowing up in Nigeria, you know. But then no one is ever going to see that. You know, if people were to do like an investigation or just look at the Zimbabwean media, they would always just see these little small social issues that are not benefiting us. They'll just see the small stories and whatever, and then the actual art that we are trying to offer will never be seen. Yeah, so I just wish that, you know, like, the media houses would focus on actually, like, pushing the art, you know, in every aspect, not just music, you know, like, people who are making movies. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, but, like, I don't even know how much is going on. Because the stuff that I see when I load up Instagram or Facebook or Twitter is the opposite of what I would want to see, you know. So I just wish there was, like, a divide, you know, like, serious stuff, and then we have, like, a different side where if you want that, that's all there is. And then if you want the serious stuff, it's just serious stuff, so that when someone wants to look at Zimbabwe, they can choose the side they want to see. You know, because right now it's igango, it's everything.
Oh my
you know,
God.
it's everything. But then unfortunately, the bigger pieces in the gango are the useless stuff, and then the smaller stuff is like the really important stuff. Yeah.
All right. Oh, what a interesting perspective there. Okay, so you mentioned that one of your biggest inspiration is Kanye West. Anyone in the local scene?
Yes. I like Macheso.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Macheso.
Why Macheso?
The music just sounds really nice. And I feel like he's one of the few artists who are able to, like, capture the whole audience of Zimbabwe. You know, like, even younger people, older people, no matter the age group, everyone is gonna put on a Macheso song at a wedding, at a party, or even in the car, you know. And I think that's any artist's wish, to be able to have your music wanted by everyone, no matter the age, no matter the class, no matter where someone is coming from, you know. So I guess it's that. I don't know what it is about him, but, like, everyone just loves Macheso. If it's Macheso, you know that you're gonna get everyone. Kanongori DJ ungochitadza ukaisa Macheso at a party, everyone is just gonna start dancing. Yeah. I also like Jah Praiser. I only just recently started to, like, really sink into his music. I really like, you know, just the whole idea of him just sticking in his lane and continuing to just make music and block out the noise, you know, and just focusing on his craft. And then for us, like, people my age, you know, like the upcoming artists, I think all of them. But namely, I would say Denim Woods, Sun. There's also a girl, Oleander. I don't know if you know her, but she just blew up. She's really huge. I also like Yamikani. There's Ushe. He's also R&B. I don't want to forget, because, like, if I mention names and then I forget, people will be like, Sagaini now, you know. But, like, I would say they're all important, you know, because they are very serious in their own regard, and they're trying their best to move the Zimbabwean music industry internationally. So those are, like, the people I look to, even if they're my age or if they're older. You know, it also affects me as an artist and what I pick from them to build me, you know. So yeah.
Oh, I love that, because the music industry, like any other industry, is highly competitive, and there's a lot of beef going around. And it's not every day that you can actually hear an artist giving a shout out to other artists, actually, like confirming and affirming that everyone is important, even if they're young, and even if whatever, like they're pushing their craft out there and it's important. I love that. So Push, like we've been talking, and I've been getting vibes that, okay, not vibes per se, but the choice of the musicians that resonate with your soul and maybe your music as well. You sing about everyday stuff that everyday people go through. Yes. So, are we expecting any new music anytime soon?
Well, I haven't been in the studio the whole year. I had taken a break from music. I released an album in December. And I tried to go back once, but I just didn't feel like I was ready yet. Um, I just feel like when I do come back, I want to make music that means something. Like I don't want to make bubblegum music that's just going to be hot for 1 week or 2 weeks, and then the moment someone else releases something, mine dissolves. Um, I want to make timeless music, and I think that's very important because people might not catch on today, but then it will always resurfaces. So I don't know. I don't know when new music is gonna come, but I am going back to the studio soon.
Okay.
Hopefully, I can release a single before the year ends. But then, in terms of like an album or something, it would have to be next year or the future.
Oh, all right. So, where can people access your music at the moment?
It's everywhere. It's on Apple Music, Audio Mac, Spotify, everywhere.
Any recommendations?
For
Like when somebody's feeling low or they're going through stuff, any one particular song of yours that you feel if somebody could listen to this, they would really like find comfort and solace and maybe rejuvenate their hope?
Yes, there's this one called "See Through Me." It's a song. Well, the coincidence is when I did the song, that's what I was going through, and I did it like earlier back, like Kudara, and then by the time it came out, I then lost my uncle to suicide. So that was like really difficult for me and my cousins who had lost their father, who's my uncle. And there's one in particular who like kept playing the song throughout the funeral process and everything, because the song is talking about how you can be in a room full of people and you're probably going through it, and life is happening fast and everything, but then no one is able to like see through you and notice that you're not okay. Or like just sit you down and be like, are you okay, do you need therapy, that type of thing. So like I think that's a song that would help someone who's feeling low, because even though it's talking about a really sad situation, it has that sense of hope, like you're not alone, there are people who can see, God can see, and everything. So I think that would be like the perfect song if you're feeling low. I also see it as like one of my important songs, like in terms of like timeless music and music that means something. Then if you don't want to hear about dark things, there's also one called "Keep Me Going." It's not, it's hopeful, but then it's not like intense,
Okay.
where it makes you overthink and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, those two.
Those two. All right. So, all your songs, are they influenced by your personal experiences, or you tap into what other people also go through or what you see around you?
It's mostly me. I'm a very selfish person. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, it's mostly me. Because I feel like if I'm talking about myself, then I'll know exactly how I want to talk about it.
execute, yeah.
And then if I use someone else's situation, it'll be very difficult to communicate it in a song because I'll be very limited to what I can access in the songwriting process. So it's almost always me. They're very minor instances where I've used other people, but then those other people will be close to me where their experiences also affected me. So I'm always involved, whether it's someone else as the main subject, I will be in that story. So yeah, it's very selfish songwriting.
Okay, that's interesting. So somebody has been saying that most young people are said to be shallow. You are quite a deep young man. Do you have two extremes? Do you have an old soul, or sometimes you do get to act your age and think like your age and feel like your age, or this is you every day?
Oh, I think it just depends on what I'm eating or drinking, because yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the way life happened to me because I grew up with very strict parents, and everyone else was older than me, so you're forced to you grow faster than you are growing physically, But I do act my age. I do shisha.
Wow.
I do dance. I do hike, nigga. I do all of those things.
All right.
It's just that it's a Tuesday. I'm coming from work,
Okay.
so it's just really chilled. But if you see me at Jamtree, you won't even remember that it's me.
Now I understand. Okay. So corporate or music?
Both.
Corporate or music? Choose one.
Oh, can I explain?
Okay, go ahead.
In Zimbabwe, if you're not big, you're not gonna make money from music.
Oh, okay. All
Right, but
I
then
get.
corporate, big or small, you're going to make money, and it's definite at the end of the month. You're gonna get something. But then with music, you can be making really good music, but at the end of the month or the end of the year, when you check your distributors, the people who post your music, they could be like $7, and yeah, they can be like $7, and it happens. It has happened to me.
Oh yeah.
My dad actually used to laugh at me. Mfana uramba ya kubasa asi music ya uningo exchange chaputika or you made $3, and it was true. You have like 3,000 plays, but then you have 50 cents in your account.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
so
messed up.
I would have to go with corporate.
Corporate. So music is not your passion, or music is your passion. Corporate is what puts food on the table.
Yeah, that's why I'd say both.
Okay, so we can't make you choose.
No, it's very difficult.
Okay, I get it. All right, thank you so much for your time, P.ush. We had an interesting conversation. You really made me feel humbled because of your maturity.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I felt very shallow.
Nah.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Welcome.
Earground. New voices amplified. Earground. Keep your ears on the ground.